Hello, my name is Teresa Stager, Assistant Principal of Saline High School. I'm here today to kick off a special initiative that's been in the works for months. Throughout the upcoming months, you will see celebrations of different cultures and groups of the people in our community. Many clubs and organizations are contributing to the events you will see throughout the school in the upcoming months. As a school community, we are striving to celebrate all cultures and people with interactive displays, chances for reflection, education, and art. As you may know, February is Black History Month, and this SHS Today special is the start to our celebration of Black History Month. Although we find our community in a divisive time, and we are admittedly not perfect, we hope to begin the process of growth and recovery as we celebrate the diversity of all people in the world. As Mr. Raft mentioned in his address to students last Friday, as we move forward, we must make the intentional decision to be better tomorrow than we are today. And with that, please sit back and enjoy this special edition of SHS Today.
Good morning and happy Black History Month, Saline. This week on SHS Today, we will learn how Black History Month started. Then we will show you what the choir is up to during such a historically spectacular time of the year. This month celebrates the lives and movement throughout Black history. Adair Joe shows us the life of the first African-American woman in space. All of this and more on February's first installment of SHS Today. Hello and welcome to the Black History Month special of SHS Today. I'm Drew Wellsbiggert.
And I'm Ellie M. Let's dive right into the show.
Valentine's Day is upon us, and NHS is hosting a fundraiser to help get students into the spirit. There will be an online survey that students can fill out to get paired with other students. It is free to take, but it will cost $3 to get your results. So go take the survey to find out who you're most compatible with here at Saline High.
With the start of February comes the annual Black History Month celebrations. Saline High has committed to the idea to become more racially, socially, and culturally knowledgeable. To kick off the celebrations, we here at SHS Today want to introduce you to the origins of Black History Month.
Black History Month is a celebration of African American achievements from across the U.S. Many of us know that February is Black History Month, but how did it originate? It surprisingly started a lot earlier than many people would have guessed. Black History Month originated in 1915, around half a century after the Senate passed the 13th Amendment on April 8, 1864. The 13th Amendment brought an end to slavery and it protected the rights of African American lives from across the country. In September 1915, a historian by the name of Carter G. Woodson and the prominent minister Jesse E. Moreland got together and made an association for the study of Negro life and history, also known as the ASNLH. The purpose of this association was to acknowledge achievements by Africans around the world. On February 7, 1926, Woodson and Moreland established Negro History Week. Schools and communities began celebrating Negro History Week by creating history clubs and setting up celebrational events. The Civil Rights Movement began in 1954 in hopes of ending racial segregation in the United States. It lasted over a decade, and in the late 1960s, the Civil Rights Movement had come to an end. Negro History Week was then turned into Black History Month. Many theorize that Black History Month is in February to honor the birthdays of Abraham Lincoln and Frederick Douglass, who were both instrumental in ending slavery. Black History Month is now celebrated in February in the United States and Canada. Ireland, the Netherlands, and the United Kingdom celebrate in the month of October. We hope you all take a minute this month to acknowledge the history of African Americans and their achievement over the years.
President Gerald Ford was the first U.S. president to openly recognize Black History Month in 1976. We've come a long way since then, but we still have a long way to go. During this Black History Month celebration, you will see displays, programs, art pieces, and other opportunities for reflection around the school. But it doesn't stop there. Look for more installments throughout the school in the future months as we work to celebrate all people of our community.
The Writing Center is hosting their annual Spread the Love event on Thursday the 13th during all lunches. You can come to the Writing Center in the small Hornet Hub and make a card with candy that will be delivered to your friend or even your significant other on Valentine's Day.
Teachers often use art as an important vehicle in the introduction of lessons about history and culture. We turn now to the art of song. in the celebration of Black History Month with the SHS Choir. Today, they share 2 Black American songs from history and the meanings behind them.
Ain't gonna let nobody turn me round, turn me round, turn me round. Gonna let nobody.
Black American music has shaped popular music, art, and culture all around the world. Spirituals, jazz, blues, hip-hop, and countless other genres reveal truths behind the issues African Americans face and give voice to their triumphs, struggles, and pain. Songs of protest played a crucial role specifically during the civil rights era of the 1950s and 60s.
Marching up to freedom land. Ain't gonna let racism turn me round, turn me round, turn me.
Songs like Ain't Gonna Let Nobody Turn Me Round or This Little Light of Mine were sung at sit-ins, in jail cells, at protest marches, and other nonviolent civil rights events. They are based on the songs performed by choirs and congregations in Black churches. Singing together encouraged people who knew they were risking their lives by providing comfort and a sense of solidarity. It was a powerful form of nonviolent protest while effectively getting their messages across.
Marching up to freedom land. We shall overcome.
SHS choirs have learned some of these songs for warm-ups and group singing this year. One of the most famous freedom songs, We Shall Overcome, has been used all around the world for a variety of causes because of its universal message of hope. Although previously published by Minister Charles Albert Tindley, I'll Overcome Someday, the name was changed to We in hopes of greater unity moving forward for all races, an issue which brings about controversy. The song was first used politically for union workers' rights in South Carolina, passed on through Highlander Folk Center music director Sophia Horton, and then to a famous white folk singer, Pete Seeger, who is often credited with the popularization of the tune.
We'll walk hand in hand. We'll walk hand.
Our ranger asks us, what systemic issues need to be addressed for us to truly overcome? How can we work together as a community to make this happen?
Deep in my heart, I do believe we shall overcome someday.
Thank you, Ms. Price and the choir, for sharing these meaningful songs at a time where these important messages really need to resonate.
The annual Poetry Out Loud competition took place last week, and after hearing many great poems, the judges selected their finalists. These include Blake Coy, Haley Schweitzer, CJ Megan Taldanes, Carmen Lauchu, Sarah Franco. And after reciting her final poem, Songs for the People, by Frances Ellen Watkins Harper, CJ Megan Taldanes took first place. Congratulations to CJ and everyone who competed. Because Black History Month is about recognizing and celebrating African American history, it makes sense to learn about an important figure.
We go to Adair Jost, who will tell us about an important history-making woman.
As we celebrate Black History Month, SHS Today decided to take a look at some important African American people in history.
It was an exciting ride for us.
We decided to learn more about Mae Jemison, the first African American woman in space. Mae Jemison was born in Alabama in 1956, but grew up in Chicago. When Jemison watched the Apollo airings growing up, she would be discouraged by the lack of female astronauts, but found inspiration in watching African-American actress Nichelle Nichols on the Star Trek TV show. When Jemison was 16 years old, she graduated high school and went on to study chemical engineering and African-American studies at Stanford University. At college, as one of only a few African-American students, Jemison experienced racial discrimination. After graduating from Stanford University, Jemison went on to study medicine at Cornell Medical School and graduated in 1981 with a doctorate in medicine. In 1983, when Sally Ride became the first American woman in space, Jemison applied to NASA's astronaut program. Unfortunately, NASA didn't accept any new applicants at the time due to the Challenger mission tragedy. This didn't stop Jemison, who reapplied in 1987 and became one of the 15 applicants chosen out of a pool of over 2,000. On September 28, 1989, Jemison received her first mission to join the STS-47 crew as a mission specialist. 3 years later, on September 12, 1992, Jemison and 6 other astronauts were launched into space on their shuttle Endeavour, making Jemison the first ever African-American woman in space. After making 127 orbits around the Earth, the team returned to the Kennedy Space Center a week later on September 20th. After serving as an astronaut for 6 years, Jemison left NASA and started a consulting company. She also became a professor at Dartmouth College. Now, Jemison leads the 100-year Starship project, which works to ensure that human space travel to another star is possible within the next 100 years. Jemison has received much recognition for her work, such as being inducted to the Women's National Hall of Fame and National Medical Association Hall of Fame. For all her contributions, Mae Jemison will forever be remembered in history.
Mae Jemison really is such a huge inspiration. With the impact that she has done in the field of science, she really deserves much more recognition. Thanks to Dare for introducing us to such an amazing woman.
The Powder Buff volleyball game will be held on February 18th at 6:30 p.m. in the Aux Gym. Entry is free, but there will be places for you to donate to the Special Olympics Michigan Polar Plunge. Show up to support our players.
Well, that's all the time we have for this week. I hope you enjoyed the show. I'm Drew Wells-Biggert.
And I'm Ellie M. Next week, we will take a break to submit for a video contest, but Hornet Nation will be back on the 19th with a season recap. Be sure to follow us on Twitter at SHS Today, or as well as our Instagram and YouTube channel at Saline Video. Have a great week, Hornets.